As we get set for this very, very interactive day, I'd once again like to request our delegates to please send in questions for our speakers. They'll be more than happy to address the same as we get all set for our keynote address, Building Resilience with Cloud and AI. It's an absolute pleasure as we have with us Ms. Irina Ghosh, Executive Director, Cloud Solutions, Microsoft India. Looking forward to her guiding us through on building resilience with cloud and AI.
Thanks a lot, Isha. And it's a pleasure and honor to be here with this esteemed audience and meeting everybody virtually. The theme of my presentation today is building resilience with cloud and AI. And let me take you through some of the learnings that we had in the last 12 months before and how we are thinking of the things later on in the journey that we've had with all of you. During this current global economic climate, the biggest learning is that no business is immune to crisis, and no organization is in fact 100% resilient. But it also showed off that businesses which have built any level of digital capabilities or any level of digital in their overall way of functioning, they were able to kind of pivot to the changing needs in a much, much quicker manner. Frankly, resilience became the hallmark for success in today's environment. Organizations that have already embarked in this journey had quite a few learnings, sharing some of them here. With cloud-enabled technologies, they have access to on-demand tools, and they could bring up the capacity higher at scale at any point of time. Next, the scalability and speed of execution saw a lot of savings in cost for them. And finally, with agile and self-sufficient tools and technologies, there were a much more enhanced level of productivity that they saw. So these organizations were able to respond to the needs in a much quicker manner. Then they were able to actually set across the foundation for recovery also in a much more stable manner. And currently, they are in a phase of reimagining what the hybrid future culture, etc., could be like. Now, moving on, across all our customers in various industries and geographies, we continue to see that cloud is delivering a lot of tangible benefits. Azure, for example, enabled our customers to move much faster and do a lot more innovations within the realm of what they were operating on. The pandemic has actually accelerated two mega trends, if I may, and these are likely to continue in a sustained and accelerated manner in the future too. The first is cloud-led data and AI innovation. And I think each and every organization and function within that are thinking about how to drive this in the future on the back of data and AI. The data and AI trends are actually transforming core areas like healthcare, citizen services, MSME, manufacturing, agriculture, and so many more. In India, we have a huge opportunity to position ourselves as a global hub for data and AI, which could enable investment, jobs, innovation, and a lot more in the country. We are very, very bullish about this. The second is the absolute need that we create a trusted and secure ecosystem of what brings across this entire cloud infrastructure to drive innovation. And we have a big role and a responsibility to play here. A strong partnership between the government and the industry will be really vital to build a responsible technology ecosystem which will bring everybody in and ensure that nobody is left out. With that said, let me give across two examples of institutions and organizations which leveraged this in the recent past. First, let me talk about the Kova app. Right at the beginning of the lockdown, the government of Punjab rolled out Kova, which was their citizen app to offer real-time information on everything that was happening related to COVID-19. This included advisories on preventive measures, announcements, what is to be done, not done on public gatherings, travels, statistical updates about how the pandemic is panning out. Everything was covered there. It also allowed the convenience of helping the citizens make provisions for booking groceries and essentials. This really helped maintain social distancing and also take away a lot of anxiety. The app was developed by the Department of Government Reforms on Microsoft Azure, and Cova had two bots as well integrated in that. One was actually a Q&A bot, which was much like a self-service bot to which you could ask queries and get personalized information very quickly from the comfort and convenience of the mobile phones that you were operating on. The second was a self-assessment bot, which was developed alongside the guidelines of WHO and the Ministry of Home and Family Welfare, which ensured that citizens could at any point of time assess their own health and also ensure that authorities could reach out to them whenever there was a need. The second instance is of Myntra. Now, for many of us who've been operating in the lockdown period, e-commerce, which for a lot was a luxury or something that you might do when you have time, became a kind of a necessity. Because COVID-19 blurred the line between online and offline retail. Myntra at this point deployed Microsoft Azure machine learning for processing 6 to 7 times more data. They used analytics to manage nearly 450,000 concurrent users and provided personalized shopping recommendations to all their customers. The increased level of these actionable insights actually helped their entire partner community, which were associated with them, to move their inventory online from their physical stores, which were severely affected due to the shutdown. They also helped these partners understand their customers and get a lot more affinity towards the brands, thereby bringing a lot more loyalty and trust towards what they were doing with customers. Now, what's driving all these changes? Across every industry and sector, all of you would have heard that we've seen a lot many years worth of digital transformation happen in very few months. So whether it's private or public sector, innovation has been key. And while COVID was a period of challenge, everybody looked upon it as an opportunity as well towards seeing that what can drive the next level of innovation. And technology is the mainstay which is helping innovate and stay open for all these organizations. Cloud, frankly, has been key to helping the world not only adapt, innovate, but also to drive competitive differentiation. We saw a wave of these digital transformation in every sector, whether it was healthcare, to digital twins in manufacturing, to contactless sales and services in banking, to curbside pickup in retails, to remote learning for students and learning organizations. It's been like really, really pervasive. And the true test of technology manifests itself in, if I can say, 3 things basically. Are we increasing the time to value? Are we increasing agility? And finally, are we reducing costs? Over a decade ago, we really declared that across the entire industry and the ecosystem, we are all cloud in, which is when we realized that the transformational potential of cloud to bring in changes was immense. However, this is also a juncture for us right now to assess how the progress has been for us thus far and see if we have to accelerate and make the promise for ourselves to be future ready, what would really drive these changes for the next decade. To accomplish this, we think of 5 attributes which will drive the next generation of innovation in the cloud. Let me go through these very quickly. So the first one is about ubiquitous and decentralized computing. Every organization, small or large, will require more ubiquitous and decentralized compute power. We're going through a mega change in computing architecture, from the materials to semiconductors to the systems, and pervading across the cloud and the edge. The result of this will manifest itself in an exponential growth in compute capacity. However, we are operating in a peak centralization period right now, as computing becomes embedded almost in everything that we look at and do in our daily lives. As the physical and the digital worlds converge, we will continue to require a lot more decentralized control to make this a reality. So cloud and edge computing in that context needs to evolve to meet this ever-changing demand on both sides. The second is to do with sovereign data and ambient intelligence. What I mean by that is that when you think about data, the volume, the variety, and the velocity of data will go through an explosive growth in the cloud, and in particular at the edge, driving the decentralized architecture that I just spoke of in a very, very ubiquitous manner. In this world, data will be more private and sovereign. Data governance and providence will take on a new importance. You will see large-scale, multimodal models, which will become actually first-class platforms, thereby creating a lot of ambient intelligence, which will be all around us. So there'll be a need in this kind of environment to have an era of federated machine learning to drive the next generation of personalization. And yet, we need to ensure that privacy of every data is protected in the most optimal manner. Business logic will move from being a code that is written to a logic that will actually start getting evolved from the data which is being learned from everything which is coming across. We will also see new kinds of software which will bring us these foundational changes to tackling massive unsolved challenges, whether it's personalized medicines to carbon recapture. In the AI we create, finally, the predictive and analytical power, coupled with the common sense reasoning, and perhaps more importantly, how we augment human capability, that will be a testimony of how we make this a reality. Third is the empowered creators and communities everywhere. Our economy, as we evolve, will frankly find a very good balance between consumption and creation. If you just look back in the last, say, few years, and even the last 8-9 months, there's been such a phenomenal rise in browsing, more online shopping, more binge watching. And behind all this lies the power of creation. So we believe that the next decade will require technology advances that are radically there to democratize this era of creation. We will need to expand skills, tools, platforms, and also ensure that the connection and collaboration across communities is in such a manner that whether it's a frontline worker or it's a knowledge worker or students who are creating short form videos, every domain expert are able to collaborate amongst themselves to building local tools and applications with a lot more communication across and within them. This democratization of creation will drive a lot more innovation in end user computing. Finally, when you come across to expanded economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce, we need to create communities with good feedback loops between the working skills, the learning, and the credentials which are required for the job today and tomorrow. We need to ensure that productivity is inclusive of collaboration, learning, and well-being in driving career advancement for every worker, including the freshers in the industry, people who've been tenured and been there. And this needs to be rendered with the flexibility in where, when, and how people work from their domain. And all this happens with a trust by design. A technology provider needs to ensure that whatever technology is getting created, it scales and makes a difference to the world around it, but it does not break. It should not end up competing. It should end up collaborating and providing a lot greater value. We need to have ethical principles. We need to have zero trust architectural principles. We need to have fundamental rights of all people built in, including privacy. We call this entire transition as building a tech intensity for the organization, wherein you create a semblance of technical ability with a digital overall veneer on top of it, and laid on the foundation of trust, which is what any organization will be taking across to its customers. Microsoft Cloud is built to accelerate the transformation today and in an ongoing manner going forward as well. The cloud consists of Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, LinkedIn, GitHub, Microsoft, and all brought together with Power Platform to help customers break through these friction-free points on their digital transformation journey. Finally, for us, our purpose is clear. It's our mission for every industry in every country that we remain committed to empowering every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. Thank you so much for listening in and hope you have a great day in the rest of the sessions.